So today we have some new arrivals from PB Swiss again. Yeah, I don't know why I ordered these, but I just did. So Phillips number 3, Pose number 3, the bit driver, and I actually did need the Torx driver to fit my knife. Hopefully I've ordered the right size. Yes, perfect. Because up until now I was using my Leatherman multi-tool with the bit drivers and with the insert bits, and I ended up twisting one of them round. So this is a Torx number 6, a T6. I can't remember exactly how much it was. It could have been £4 or £5. The top is spinny on it, and if I take a look at it on my knife, they're T6s, so it has a very positive fit. Very minimal play there. If we already get, as far as I know, I hate magnetic things. T8, so it's a T10 for the bigger nut. I'm going to see what sort of play there is on that. That's actually loose. Good grief. I need a bit of Loctite on that, maybe. That's too tight. Yes, I need a bit of Loctite on that. But there's actually a lot more play on that. Now I do know the tolerances will be a wee bit tighter, given that this is a smaller screwdriver, but yeah, so I need to fix that ASAP. Next driver is the heavy duty Pose number 3. I do have, well actually the reason I did order these is because I have the Wera drivers, but like I was saying in my last video, if I can reach one here, Phillips number 3, I actually have oil on these to stop them rusting. But you can see, this was used once, and you can see there's sort of slight tip damage. So I'm not too confident that these are going to be that strong. Saying that, I really do like, this would be one of my favourite screwdrivers, the Wera. It's a 7mm by 1.2, 1.2 by 7mm flat blade. I use this a lot, and there is basically zero tip damage. I've used this for 2 years. I think I have these, a year and a half, 2 years, and it's a great screwdriver. I have hammered on it maybe once or twice, but really just to get a positive sort of insert into a flathead screw. The next one, if I could get all of the drivers in the black handles, I would prefer that. I really like this black handle, but this is the Phillips number 3. Again, comparing the Phillips number 3 PB Swiss to the Wera, round about the same blade length. The handle on the PB is just a wee tiny bit longer. To me, the handle on the PB is more comfortable. In these larger sizes of Weras, I find the handle a wee bit uncomfortable. In the small size, I find that nice, but that is just a wee bit uncomfortable. Hex bolster on the PB Swiss, and it is a full Thru Tang with striking cap. I don't know if I will actually use the striking cap or not, but if you can see, where is my camera? So the way apparently PB Swiss do the ends of their tips, it will fit JIS screws if that is something you're concerned about. I have read a lot about people saying that they do fit JIS screws pretty well. And like everything, PB Swiss come with a serial number for warranty. Everyone has a unique number. So yeah, that is the Phillips number 3. I couldn't get, I think this line is actually being discontinued, which is just why I grabbed it. And then that'll go along with my number 8 flathead or slotted, whatever you want to call it. You can see the handle on the number 3 Phillips is a wee bit bigger. Still is very comfortable. I wish I could have got a whole lineup of these, possibly without the Thru Tang, but with the black handle and hex bolster, because I really like it. I like having the hex bolster. This again is the Posey number 3. I think we've already, I can't even remember if we've looked at it, but we'll compare it to the Wera Posey 3. So again, you can see the Wera is slightly beefier. The handle has a wee bit more bulk around here. I do prefer the feel of the PB Swiss. Now we'll take a wee look at this bit driver. I have a Wera one as well. We can take a wee look at it too and see, we'll sort of compare and contrast. So I have some Wera bits here. Well, I don't have any PB Swiss bits. So we'll just put, say we could put a Torx bit, a T20 in. Whoa, that feels far better than my Wera. I'm gonna have to go and get it. My Wera, there is slap in the Wera. Very minimal sideways play there. I don't know what it would be like with PB Swiss bits. It might even have a better fit, but yeah, I'm liking that so far. The reason I got the smaller one is because my Wera one is longer. So yeah, I have a smaller driver, and if I need to make this longer, all I will need to do, and there's very minimal play there again. So, you know, yes, obviously you're going to have a wee bit of play with that length, but very minimal. I wouldn't mind using that. Good grief, that's strong. But yeah, that's just a really nice size for working around the car, working on just wee things around the house. A lot of things around the house now have Torx. So that saved me buying, I was going to buy the full set of Torx bits, but I instead chose the bit driver. So I'll go and get the Wera driver and we can compare it. So I've got the Wera bit driver here. This one is a wee bit longer, like I said. I've used this one quite a bit. Has a hex shank on it. I've never actually used it for gripping on with anything for turning. It is a little bit longer than the PB Swiss, as we can see. The handle on it is beefier, a whole lot beefier. But again, like I said, I far rather have this handle sort of style than the Wera handle style, especially in this. It is actually, it's nearly actually, I would nearly go as far as saying it's a little bit bigger, fractionally bigger than the handle on the Phillips and Posey number 3 chisel drivers. We'll have a look now at how the bits actually fit, and I'll show you what I mean by the Wera has a wee bit of slop. So we'll go with the Phillips, or we'll go with the Posey number 3 bit this time. So into the Wera, or into the PB Swiss. No, you know, that is good and tight. No play whatsoever. Now into the Wera. As you can see, the Wera does have some play. Now the Wera as far as I'm aware, I don't actually know, is it a magnet or is it not? The Wera is not magnetic. It has the friction ring, if you can see it, which must grip into these wee edges on the bits, which personally I'm not really a fan of, because quite a lot of times I have been taking out something in the engine, taking off, for example, the airbox cover on my Audi, down in the back of it, reaching over, screws loose, lift the driver out, and there's no bit. Then the bit is normally stuck in the screw. So I know there is quite a good positive retention here, but it's just, you know, you can put it out really with no difficulty. Whereas the PB Swiss, well, that's not going to work. The PB Swiss is just a hell of a lot tighter of a grip. So yeah, that's that. And also another note is the PB Swiss doesn't sit in as far. I take that's because it doesn't actually use those grooves, and it's using a good powerful magnet. So if I was to buy one of these, which would I buy again? If I needed a longer one, I would probably buy the longer version of the PB Swiss and skip the Wera, just purely because that slap and the bit comes out quite a lot on you. So yeah, the PB Swiss in my books wins this one. Also for comfort, it's a lot more comfortable. So let's see what else we can take a wee look at. We'll get a few Posey. I don't have Phillips number 3 screws, but I have some Posey number 3 screws, and we'll see what the fitment is like. So I've grabbed a Posey number 3 screw, the PB Swiss Posey number 3 driver. Literally zero play there at all. A wee fraction, but I actually think that's side to side movement. Yeah, zero play there at all. So a very positive fit. The Wera Posey number 3. Again, very positive fit. So in my opinion, really the only difference between these could be the tip hardness, as we've already looked at. In this, you can see this is marred a wee bit. If I get my Wera big, this is the number 10 Wera. You can see it hasn't been used that often, but there is some tip damage, and this is never, well, maybe it has been hit. Maybe it has been hit, but very slight tip damage in this. But I don't understand that when this here one has taken a lot more use and abuse. The number 7, and there is literally zero tip damage in comparison to the bigger driver, which has hardly been used at all. So if it comes down to it, which one are you going to buy? Well, in my opinion, it's down to what handle fits the best in your hand and what you like the feel of the best. Personally, I like this, the PB Swiss. I like it a lot better. The feel of it feels a lot grippier. It just fits my hand better. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with these Weras. I really like this Wera driver here in the smaller sort of handle. I really like this. So again, it's completely down to personal preference. But what we'll do here is we will weigh them and see. So let me see how to work these scales. Right, there we're at 0. So nothing's in the way. Okay, how do I get that back to 0? 0 grams, okay. Firstly, the Wera Phillips number 3. I don't know how I'm going to weigh this. Make sure nothing's touching anywhere. Just make sure we're at 0. Okay. So that is coming in at 211 grams. 212. Double check that. Yeah, so about 212 grams for the Wera. PB Swiss Pose number 3, or Phillips number 3. So what is that? Phillips or Pose? Phillips. PB Swiss coming in at 207 grams, so there's not much in it. Now we'll go to the Phillips, or the Pose. They were Phillips, they just weighed. We'll go to the Pose number 3, 211. That's the Wera chisel driver. And this is not the Thru Tang model of the PB Swiss because I couldn't get it, but it just says the hex pulse rate will be a wee bit lighter. 157 grams. So if you're looking for a lighter driver, this is the one to go for. If you're looking for a Thru Tang, this is the one to go for in PB Swiss. But again, make up your own mind as to what handle style you like the best. So I'll just lay them out so you can get a wee look. Pose number 3, Wera. Pose number 3, PB. Phillips number 3, Wera. Phillips number 3. So hopefully that will help you make an informed decision on what is actually good. And in my opinion, they're all great screwdrivers. It's what fits your hand the best. And yeah, basically that's the short of it. So hopefully this video will have enlightened you a bit on these screwdrivers. So if you want to see more like this, please do subscribe and leave a comment if there's anything else you'd like to see, and I'll bring it in.